Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Blackshirt Breakdown. My name is Steve Marik. I'm a staff writer at Inside Nebraska. And that man over there, he is Jay Foreman, our NFL veteran and former Nebraska Blackshirt. Jay, how are we doing on this fine morning? It is coming off a 27-20 loss at home to the UCLA Bruins, coached by Sean Foster and Eric Bieniemy. Some guy named Eric Bieniemy calling plays for the Bruins. Looked a little good there last night. But Jay, how you doing? What did you think of the loss? Um, just it's a here we go again kind of moment. Considering what happened last year in the month of November on the football field. How we doing?
Oh, I mean, I'm doing good. I mean, obviously, disappointed like everybody else that Nebraska lost, and so, it was a little bit. I mean, it was definitely disappointing, frustrating, and all the normal emotions just because of what potentially could have been if Nebraska was able to pull it out, or better yet, just play better or play up to their potential, or all the multitude of things. And so now you got a bye week, and now you got to deal with every single fan, every single wannabe coach, and prognosticator to tell you what they need to do with the football team, but. If they wash this thing pretty quickly and get back to work immediately, you can be productive in this bye week.
After losses like this, I don't know how many you've had in your career, Jay, when you were a Cornhusker, but after losses like this, coming in the next day, what's the vibe like when, you know, newspapers, columnists, social media, if that was around when you were playing, um, what's it like when everybody is kind of at your neck, thinking they have answers and thinking that you should be doing this and that stuff? What's it
Right.
like when that happens inside of a program? Because I'm very curious about that
Yeah, I
right
mean
now.
it's the only time I mean when we lost to Texas my senior year, and then obviously weren't able to go to the Big 12 championship. Now, mind you, we won national championship the year before, so the sky was falling.
Mm-hmm.
So, but we've been bowl eligible for quite some time. So, I mean, it's a little different. So
Very different.
the disappointment is probably comparable, and you got to stand up there and answer the questions as easily as guys get up there and get the pat on the backs, and what it's like to come back for your senior year, and all these guys supposedly had choices to go to the NFL and come back and all that. You got to face the music, dude. You're getting paid for it now. This is NIL. This is what you signed up for. There's no fair dodging, but then also you got to understand this it's part of it. Part of it. You got passionate fans that care, and so that's a good thing versus nobody coming in and wondering why you're losing. They just kind of like, oh, that's the same old thing. So really, you just got to go through the process of dealing with that, and then obviously then really put some action behind your words and get not only get better but rectify some of the things that's making you lose some games.
This has been such an inconsistent team to follow this year. But getting on with the Blackshirt breakdown here, we got 5 plays from this UCLA loss that we'll be breaking down. The first one, Jay, is something that I think was very important throughout the game was the pressure that UCLA's defense was putting on Nebraska's protection and therefore Dylan Raiola.
Mm.
I don't think that Nebraska was handling UCLA's aggressive pressure very well. UCLA finished with 7 quarterback hurries and 4 sacks. We just, I had plenty of opportunities to select multiple of these pressures that got to Dylan Raiola's face from this game, but we'll just pick one. It's a 3rd and 10 early in the second quarter. This is a play that I think number 2 UCLA's excellent edge rusher got a taunting penalty after the incompletion. So this extended the drive, and that is what became Nebraska's only scoring drive of the first half. But Jay, obviously a loaded line of scrimmage here, a lot of dudes moving around, standing up. You don't know who's coming, who's going. What did you see here from UCLA's pressure, and how did you think Nebraska did picking it up and kind of keeping their quarterback clean?
Well, the main reason they were in a lot of cover zero because they felt like they could lock everybody up man to man. So that
Yeah.
means they didn't respect our receiver prowess and ability to get open consistently for 4 quarters. And what it allows them to do also is not only play zero coverage against the obvious passing downs, but then also they were able to do that in the run game as well. So what they did was they wanted to hurry up the process of the quarterback and Dylan Raiola and pretty much make him one-handed, right? Try to force
Mm.
him. I would say he probably vacated it a little bit, but there's a guy coming. This is what I talk about all the time, Steve. Direct access, right? So
Yes.
They're bringing more than you have, right? Right. So
Mm-hmm.
we got, what, six guys. It's actually, we have man to man, but we got a check release there, and he drops off, so he kind of takes away Fedoni, and then we have the running back that's occupied. It's a 7-man. It looks like a 7-man blitz. It turns into a five. The
Mm-hmm.
two outside linebackers actually drop. Actually, you
They
know what?
drop.
To be honest with you, this is the Nebraska defense that I said MJ Sherman could have did a better job down the red zone against Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
They both the outside backers drop there in kind of a zone. But they have man-to-man responsibility. So they fake like they're going to blitz to really occupy Dante Dowdell, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he makes Dante Dowdell account for him. Well, you'd like to be able to kind of check that. See right there, he's already releasing. Like
Yeah.
you need to be checking, settle back, and see if you can. It's called scanning back to be able to pick up number 11 here. But he didn't. He gets into the pass route, and Dylan probably vacated too much. Now, obviously, he's got people in his face, and then obviously when you vacate out to the right, then Latowski's guys come there. Then it forces you to win quick and have a hot read, right? No, there's not a hot read. You get like this is where you like to whether it's Fedoni or Dante Dowdell or Barney right there is hot, and then you'd expect Dylan to step up and deliver it. Now I don't know what happened on the because from our view right here you don't see where he could have stepped up and gave it to Barney, but Barney's on a deep over route, so then that means you need hot a hot route, for a blitz check. You got to have somebody. When you see this right here, ideally, when you see this right here, you'd like to see one of your receivers pointing,
Mm-hmm.
right? Right. So the quarterback knows so that he knows he's hot. Then you got to win quick and you got to get it out of your hand. You'd like a little bit of a crossing route right there, and then you throw it across the middle. And that's what Nebraska probably did a better job of earlier in the season. These are some of the blitzes that they faced early in the season, but they aren't, sight adjusting or adjusting their routes to the zero blitz right here, and it didn't work out well. So the point of a zero blitz is essentially make you speed up and probably dictate where you can go,
Mm-hmm.
right? Most likely you see it down there at the bottom of the corner, you have off man right there, and so you feel like
Yeah.
you're third and 10, this is your best off corner right here, and also it's coming out this way. You're able to play a little bit more outside leverage, but then also forcing him out of the pocket to his right. There's no way he can throw back to the left. So it's a good defensive call, a little bit better. The offense line kind of picked him up good. You probably, I don't know if the running back needs to take him, or sometimes they say, Steve, the free blitzer is the quarterback's guy. Now the
Mm-hmm.
quarterback's guy is based off he's got to get it out of his hands and get it to his hot route or the hot option or side adjust guy. But I'm not sure if it's Fedoni. I know it's definitely not Barney in this right here. So you need to have a side adjustment based on a free runner where you're getting the ball out of your hands right now. And both of them, it looks like an extremely long route, right? A deeper route.
Yeah.
Um, so then that's the point of the defense. That's a perfect call to our perfect call on offense.
The next play that we'll be breaking down, first of all, after the game, Matt Rule said that UCLA's pressure just impacted Dylan, made him play worse, had him sped up internally. And, I think it's a few games now, maybe even more than a few, that Dylan has not looked like the same Dylan from earlier in the season. And that makes sense. He's playing a lot better defensive coordinators right now than he was, say, UTEP. But let's take a look at his pick six. He throws it
All right.
right to the inside linebacker, one of UCLA's captains, Kane Madrano. This is a play action pass, it looks like.
Mhm.
Both Dylan Raiola and Matt Rule, after the game, said that this ball needed to go to Thomas Fedoni down the middle of the field. It was a cover two look,
Yeah.
and the play was there to be made. It was not made. Jay, what happened here?
Well, he's reading the linebacker here, right? And so you read
Yep.
him if he
So
bites
that's
up on
number
the
20. That's number 20 on the boundary side right now. You'll see him kind of bite on the fake, and then after the snap he'll drop. But that's who we're looking at right now for the fans
yeah,
at home.
you're reading a play side linebacker, so it doesn't matter who it is, and you're reading both of them, but in particular, it's right there. You read the linebacker once he bites up, that ball's got to go to Fedoni because that means it's late in the middle runner.
Mm-hmm.
And generally, depending on how they run their cover two. You have two like hook droppers, and you got a flat dropper, and then right here. So you reading him right here because his job is supposed to take two vertical, right? So 20 should be dropping right now. He bites on the play fake, so it's a good job right here. Soon as you see him take 2 steps up, that ball's got to go right there, right now, right over the
Now,
ump's head, right now. That ball needs to be right soon. That needs to be on Fedoni right there. But then once he comes back, he tries to throw a like kind of a skinny like a end cut uh
Banks,
to
Jamal
Banks.
Banks.
Now you only throw the end cut to that is if 20 vacates the middle of the field because you got to think just play in your mind. Say 20's right running with Fedoni, right?
Hmm.
So at 49, he's reading it now. He's going to vacate or he's going to drop back to the left, right? But just imagine if 20's out of there. So it's essentially a nice little area. It's a great play call for this right here,
Yep.
right? To get you going. It'd be an explosive play either way, and you expect Banks to do it. And if 20 wasn't there, there's nobody that can cover Banks because 20 would have his back to the quarterback. It's essentially a cover two beater. Right? I mean, but you got to have a better read. I mean, it's just on this is I mean, there's nothing wrong. I mean, there's obviously something wrong with it, but this is like, the experience of Dylan's one thing doing it in practice, another thing doing it in the game.
Hmm.
He just got. The freshman quarterback just made a mistake, and it sucks that you come out after halftime and you got the ball,
Yeah. First
chance to
play.
get it back in your first play and
Hmm.
and then you kind of start off the game. You talked about the pressure, right?
Yeah.
So it's a one-score game right here. This is
Hmm.
realistic. Nebraska, as bad as they played in the first half, could literally, with that play right there, you'll be at 50-yard line, at least potentially getting in field goal range.
Hmm.
But when Matt Rhule talked about the pressure, it wasn't just the pressure that UCLA put on Dylan Raiola in the offense. They put pressure on us defensively. They just applied pressure from the get-go, and Nebraska wasn't able to adjust to the pressure until it was too little, too late. And you got to give credit for them. They came in and put a lot of pressure on us and see, how we would react to it. And we obviously didn't very well, and we're caught on our heels not only offensively but in more particular the defense.
The team did play better in the second half coming out of halftime. Ultimately, they did. Let's take a look at this 4th and goal play. That was a big moment in the game, Jay. First of all, this play that we are going to be looking at here fell incomplete, and UCLA took over. But what I kind of wanted to ask you, Jay,
Hmm.
is in this moment, 4th and goal, you're at the 4 or 5 yard line. This is a really big moment, and the
Hmm.
personnel that Nebraska goes with is for the receivers, Alex Bullock on the outside. You have Carter Nelson on the inside, a true freshman. And then you have
Hmm.
Ja'Cory Barney in motion going to the boundary side almost as a decoy. Then you have Thomas Fedoni at the tight end being asked to block here. So roll out to Dylan Raiola's left, and it just Dante Dowdell gets blown up right into Dylan's face, and it just doesn't work. Can you just talk me through why Alex Bullock and why Carter Nelson in a 4th and goal, very important play in the moment, in this game? Why go with those two guys?
Well, I mean, I'm not the coach. I'm not the coach, so I don't know. I mean, I think Coach McGuire would tell you more. I'm assuming that he does the personnel for his group. Could tell you more why, probably they feel comfortable with their execution. Maybe it has to do with them being able to provide blocking, or whatever. But also, I mean, go back to this right here. Here's what you need to do, right? I like the route combination. This
Hmm.
right here is you need to be able to adjust this right here. Watch this, right? So it's zero blitz, right? So you got to beat coverage, you got to be quick, right? You're trying to run a little bit of rub route, a
Hmm.
double out right here. That dude needs to go straight to that K 84 bullet, wide open.
So you want Bullock to continue on and almost like a slant?
Yeah.
Sure. Why
Why?
doesn't he do that? Is that just? I know you're
Oh,
not in
I don't
the.
know. I don't know, but I'm saying what I'm saying is it doesn't matter who's in, but this is what you need to do. You need to side
Sure.
adjust. You're
Hmm.
playing 2-on-2s like basketball, pick and roll, right? That's essentially what that is right there, pick and roll in basketball.
Hmm.
You just play off the defensive leverage. He's playing way outside. You see that?
Yeah.
And the other guy's playing inside. Now here's the problem: is the hardest pass generally is thrown across your body for a right-handed quarterback when you're rolling to the left. You want to get the speed out right now, right? You got to
Sure.
win there. But when they're playing that kind of like soft, catch coverage right there,
Hmm.
is gone. You would like to have option routes where Carter Nelson can kind of, we used to call it a fin route or a NIF route, where once you're playing outside leverage, you kind of play off that leverage back in. You know what I mean? And so
Yeah.
it's an old option route. So essentially, Wes Welker made millions of dollars off it, right? You need to plant off that right leg and come back in. That's easier to throw for Dylan, right? You got to get this ball out of your hands right now. Now, he had a potential right there to potentially step up and kind of move and groove in the pocket, right? Look at this
Hmm.
pocket. This is actually a good job here by the offensive line. They're kind of like rolling out like a half roll, right? You got two guys blocking three with Latowski and Ben Scott. Good help by everybody Jenkins, right? So now here's the most important block. Set the edge, right? Right? By down your biggest back, right? You
Yep.
can't. Now you're up in the face, play is dead. That's called a double whammy when you get in the grading room, right?
Hmm.
You blew him up, sack, and it's a factor play. It's actually they call it the daily triple double, but 49 just essentially just brought it to him and just destroyed the whole play. Because right here, even you got to think maybe they're game planning for Barney, and you could talk about who's in there. These guys got to win. You'd think they'd like to have some option routes there, right? But this is
Yeah.
inexperienced. Carter Nelson don't know anything yet, but that's nothing wrong. You like to see Dylan right here, right? Don't float, right? You see that right there?
Hmm.
Floated right there. You'd like to see him try to like maybe settle his feet, foot in the ground, eyes up, and you can kind of step up and then go to the left. Now that's the perfect world, right?
Hmm.
But again, he's a true freshman. Carter's a true freshman. So these are just part of the learning process. Now, the bigger part is Dante Dell getting blown up, right? Because look,
Yeah.
Gatula's doing a good job against a pretty physical dude right there,
Oh yeah.
93,
That's
right
Toye.
here.
Hmm.
So, right, you like to see right there, see how you just float right there, that extra two steps.
Yeah.
Now you're done. Now he did get blown up, and that shouldn't happen, but you need to be able to step up right there. There's no reason because what happens is even if he does get blown up, which that's the start and finish. But if you get right there, he doesn't. He's not in your lap. Now
Hmm.
we're able to look at this and replay it slow motion and all that.
Sure.
But you wouldn't want to roll out any farther anyways because you'd like to step up into the because Bullock came back late. You'd like
Yeah.
to step up right now and throw this to the goalpost,
Hmm.
right? So
Hmm.
watch, you like to step up, right? You got to see this right here. You know where right?
And then bam, cut it like
Right.
in.
You would expect it right there, right? But then you would like to you could settle it down because you see the other safety help coming. But right here, you'd like to see him stop right there, like the step to two before. It's like the little pitter patter, like a little
Hmm.
bit more sudden feet, right?
Hmm.
Like watch this right here. Look, you need to be a little bit more sudden, right? Watch it. I mean, I'm snapping my fingers. You're coming over right there. You're reading, right? You got to read the leverage, right? You got to know that five is outside. You got two outside cuts. You got to buy some time. You got to step up right now. You got to
Yeah.
step up right before even the contact is there. You see that
Hmm.
right there?
Hmm.
You got to be stepping up with your eyes up and sing and trying to make something out of nothing. Really push the line of scrimmage. Give him a chance to do something. You could just even throw it and see if he can make a play right there. Then if when you float, and then obviously Dante Dowdell got destroyed right there, and then so the play was destroyed. And then 49 was
Yeah.
they they watched that on everybody got iPads. They were definitely giving them kudos about that right there. I mean, watch this right here. This looks like something I used to do.
Yeah.
Bam.
Yeah. I like that.
But also
Yeah.
when you're rolling out like that, like
Hmm.
watch Dante Dowdell when you're rolling out like that because you're expecting to push him up, and this is to give him when he's expecting to set the edge and like push him upfield, right?
Hmm.
And so his landing point is right here. He doesn't so he becomes weaker as you roll out faster because now it changes the angle of the rush for the the uh the linebacker. But either
Hmm.
way, he needs to be better at that. And he just got destroyed. I was trying to give
Um,
him a little bit of an empathetic landing spot. He got blown up.
yeah, it happens. It's football.
Yeah,
Everybody gets got once in a while. Okay, let's move on. The second to last play that we will break down, Jay, is this 57-yard scramble run from Ethan Garbers, who was throwing darts all first half.
dead
He's
leg.
playing he's playing the best football of his life, probably. I don't know what he did in high school, but as far as his college career, his past two games have been electric. Anyway, 3rd and 9, he scrambles for 57 yards.
Mm,
Nebraska blitzes. Nobody's home in the middle of the field. Deshaun Singleton whiffs in space, and UCLA converts another 3rd down, which they were very good at doing in those first two quarters. They were 6 of 10, Jay, on third
yeah.
down.
Yeah,
They
so
they
we're
weren't as
doing you were winning first and second down. So this is a crucial part in the game.
sure.
Right now Nebraska's playing like booty. You
Hmm.
got 10 minutes left essentially, right? You blitz right here, right? Okay, well, first wind that back.
Yeah.
First of all, right here. Okay, Bullock's eating up two blocks essentially, right? You got to hit that little like the timing a little bit better. So here's what this blitz is for, really to eat up that running back, right?
Okay.
Look, he's essentially got two of them right there.
Sure.
See, stop it right there, right? Javen Wright, you can't run to get blocked here. See, look at that.
Yeah.
Why
It
would
seems
you
like
even?
he's following Bullock. Should that
It don't
happen?
matter. No,
No, it shouldn't happen.
there's
Okay.
nowhere to go. Stop it right here. Go back a little bit.
Yeah.
Hey Steve, you ever want to get in the film session with this how I am right here.
No, I
Very,
like it. Yeah.
very demanding. Now, I will say this. I'll go to the other side. Jamari Butler's a little bit on the edge. I think I'd like to see big game James come underneath, but right here. Okay, stop it right there.
Hmm.
There is nowhere else for you to rush if you're the delayed rusher. Right now, because the running back is picking up Bullock, he's out of the passer equation. I'm at least settling down and I'm the cleanup guy.
Hmm.
And now I'm still rushing, but I'm trying to find somewhere to go. Look at
Hmm.
this. Look, if you just counted A, B, and C gap, right?
Hmm.
You know what I mean? A
Yeah.
gap is closed, B gap is closed, and the B and C, well, essentially the A gap is closed, B gap is closed, and then that's Princewell, I think, right? At
Yes.
the top,
Hmm.
the C gap is closed. There's nowhere to go. There's no reason to run in there. So now 54 is waiting on you, right? Now, if you would have went a little bit to the right and kind of settled down, 54 comes off. Guess who comes clean? Bullet,
Hmm.
right? Or it comes a little bit more clean. Who else is able to get there? Ty. So it's all goes together. Now watch it. Now let's play this out right here. Just if you settle down right here, if you just stop right here and settle down,
Hmm.
right? Settle down right here. You widen out and running to get blocked. Where's the ball, Steve?
In the pocket.
Right, but it's on the hash, right?
Yes.
So what do I always say? Don't leverage the block, leverage the ball, right? Look at that, right? You could come right off Ty's butt
Oh
right
yeah.
there
Hmm.
and not even be blocked. You're
Hmm.
way outside. There's no blitz. Bullock is doing a good job. He's splitting those two dudes.
Hmm.
You don't need to go over there. Look at the dude. This is the same. Listen, man. This is the same thing that happened against UCLA or Indiana, like in that long run. We ain't do
Yes.
Indiana. We ain't do Indiana. You ain't want to do Indiana. You was mad at me or something. But that long. Hold up now. Right. Hey, it's the same thing. It was a cross blitz in the middle, right? They
Hmm.
just moved it over a little bit,
Hmm.
right? I mean, you remember that long run?
Yeah.
And that is the same run. Hold on. This is the same concept. And then what? Singleton got the dead leg, right?
Yes.
Okay, now watch. Let's play it. So we got good coverage, good leverage. Everybody has to do their job. Jamari almost got there. Dead leg.
Hmm.
He
I
ran out
mean,
of gas right there too. He was chug-a-lug-a-lugging.
a lot of guys running out of gas on that one.
No, but he was the quarterback. Well, see right here, you don't run to get blocked. If you do, you got to be on all jokes aside, if he was going to come that hard, you got to be on the inside of that guard anyways, and you would have probably just been able to fall off and see it and see the ball. You buried yourself essentially. If you go back to the very beginning or go back to this play. Okay, so sometimes they tell you as a blitzer, you're not
Hmm.
allowed to read on the run. I was always coached when you're the second guy, you got to read on the run because you got to actually make some plays that aren't accounted for. But watch this right here, right? So you're coming, right? You're still coming. So you're still coming. Look, you got to be on this side. You got to be on the five side of it. Look where he hits him. See where the five is right here?
Yeah.
See the five right there? Look where he
Hmm.
hits him. You got to be on your right arm needs to be free. I guess that's all. Look, you end up down the middle. You just engulfed yourself. You see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just is that sloppiness, Jay,
This is
from the defense, Javen Wright? Like what is it? Are they being taught that way or
I don't.
just?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm looking at it. I'm trying to
Hmm.
I'm looking at it from just a former player's point. I don't know what they're being coached. I'm not going to say that they're being coached wrong. These are just the little things. I'm not telling them to do anything different than what they're doing. I'm just saying do it better and do it with more football awareness. I think
Sure.
the thing that's killing them right now is awareness.
Hmm.
That's awareness. Like okay, because if you, I guess we can go back one more time. I know but hopefully people are getting this.
Yeah.
Okay, go right here, right? Bullock's going. He's trying to find out where he's at. Okay, look where he hits on that guard. Okay, stop it right there.
Outside shoulder.
Look, outside shoulder. So, so even, and I get it if you're trying, if you, now I will say this, if the second guy has the running back in man-to-man coverage, then you don't press that hard anyways. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you'll press and settle down because you got to find them, and if it's a screen, you got to be at whatever leverage you're at, right?
Hmm.
Okay, but now it looks like he's pressing. So I'm just giving all different options just to make it a little bit better play. But you see the running backs in full protection mode. You
Hmm.
can't bury yourself like that.
Yeah. I
That's a
mean,
sack right there.
yeah, it was one of many plays that had everybody, I think, in the stadium thinking, what the heck? Like, what is this? This, just like you
Well,
said, Jay, it looked like something from Indiana.
here's the problem. Here's the problem. Here's the new mindset that the call to action that needs to happen. It needs to be a call to action, and everybody has to adopt the mindset is I'm not going to be that guy. I'm not going to be that guy that's going to be just a little bit too inside and getting golfed by the guard. I'm
Hmm.
not going to be that guy that just whiffs on a block at the point of attack on a screenplay that could have went for
Hmm.
12 yards and it goes for two. If you start to think like that, because there's nine guys doing their thing,
Hmm.
and you can't. That's not a bad call. That's not a bad defensive call.
Hmm.
Like some of those offensive plays aren't bad calls.
Sure.
I don't want to be the guy that gets beat or get destroyed on pass pro.
Hmm.
Right? The
Yeah.
offensive line was blocking. The guys had chances. I mean, the easy UCLA, you had two out routes. You got to give them an option to come back. You need time to come back in. That's not a bad call. You can talk about personnel, sure. Well, we like the other guys to be in. Yeah, okay, that's fine. But at the end of the day, we got to. I call it direct access, but then also don't be that guy.
Hmm.
Don't be that guy that allows the other team to destroy the play. Don't be that guy that just a little bit. And those are a little bit of the details that they aren't doing right now that's stopping them from being successful and winning these last three games.
Let's end on a positive note, Jay. And I know this was a loss, and nobody wants to look at this positive play and think, "Oh, here we go." Like we're just doing this to show a positive play. But just tell the folks at home what Dylan saw on this. I think it was a 37-yard completion to Isaiah Nair. This is a 1st and 10 late in the third quarter. Jay,
Mhm.
what did Isaiah, or I guess what did Dylan see defensively to make him check? It looks like he checks into this pass and throw this deep go route to Isaiah Nair. What did he
Well,
see?
well, you're seeing the motion, right? So the motion is helping you see if it's whether it's man or zone, right?
Mm-hmm.
You brought in kind of Banks as a little bit of protection, and now you kind of go back out. So you're playing with him a little bit. Now you know it's man.
Mm-hmm.
Because of his zone, he would kind of just stayed out where he's at right now.
Okay.
And so you like your matchup, and you're going to try your guy. You got enough confidence in him, and he stepped over good protection. And again, he's able to throw a little bit more accurate, scrambling out to his right. And it was a great catch by Nair, right? And look at that, it was right on the money on the run. Good catch there.
Hand catch.
Good fit, good catch there, and well, way to come out with a big play, right? So UCLA zero coverage again, right? Man to
Sure.
man, no
Mm-hmm.
help, no fair dodging. UCLA is telling you they are willing to deal with the outcome of a play like this because
Mm-hmm.
they feel like they will get home or affect you more times than not. So it's the same kind of defense, right? Look, the two guys are dropping off, right? Same defense, right? Look at this.
Yeah.
The same defense that we talked about before,
Mm-hmm.
right? Just a little bit better execution. Watch this right here. Just a little bit better execution. Now it's a different route and stuff like that. Because right, watch this. Okay, look at Dante Dowdell, right? Checking out the different blocking formation. You needed to still see 51 or 49 missed the guy,
I think it
but
was
right
Evans.
there,
Mm-hmm.
okay, yeah, okay, he was the late blitzer. But then you're giving your guy a shot. Let's see. Let's watch this right here. Yeah, you got to pick him. One of the guys, offensive lineman, got to pick him up,
Yeah.
right?
Evan. Yep.
Yeah, Vince Jenkins got to pick him up, and it's a clean pocket now, right? Bryce Benhart doing the job, Latowski and Ben Scott doing it. Gatula, good pitch and catch right here.
It was. Absolutely.
And so that's what he saw. It's the same thing that look. The UCLA ain't changed nothing. This is exactly what you're going to get: high pressure, forcing you to make plays. And when Dylan gets a little bit more time, and plus in the second half, I think he started to get his bearings a little bit. I think,
Mm-hmm.
definitely he's sped up in these last few weeks, and so he's just got to battle through it. I think it's part of the lean times you expect with a freshman quarterback, and you got to be willing to deal with it. You by no means do you think about changing quarterbacks. This is what we signed up for. This is the guy that we're rolling with.
Mm-hmm.
He's got to play his way out of it. He's got to work his way out of it. But more importantly, the guys around him need to play better around him. And it's those little details. If there's something I can leave with, just don't be that guy. Don't be the guy that for these next 4 weeks, including three games, including the bye week, that don't do extra I'm not putting in extra effort, more detail, and more intent into being better these last 3 weeks. Because if you handle your business come USC, or more importantly, you handle business in the bye week, this is what you'll be remembered for. This is what you'll be thought of as. This is how to get bowl eligible. These are all winnable games. But you got to start winning before you start playing the games. If you think you're working hard, you're not. If you think you're working hard, work harder. If you think you're prepared, prepare more. You know what I mean? Because there's things that you can control out there that then will allow the coaches to start dialing up all the crazy plays. You start worrying about plays and coordinators, we ain't executing. We just need to get it. We need to get a lot. Don't allow direct access, and more importantly, don't be that guy.
Nebraska sits at 5-4 overall, 2-4 in the Big Ten. Their next opponent, which is 2 weekends from now, at USC. They're going to LA. The Trojans are 4-5, 2-5, and they just are coming off a 26-21 loss at Washington. So both USC and Nebraska will be enjoying bye weeks this weekend. You know what? Everybody always kind of talks about the one loss scores from, or the one score losses from Nebraska. USC is having that same issue right now this season. They have 5 one-score losses. So it's going to be a really, really interesting game. Jay, we only have 3 minutes left. Do you
Yeah.
have kind of like just how do you see Nebraska matching up with USC?
I mean, I think USC obviously they're immensely talented skill position. It's going to be
Yeah.
a really good offense. So they've shown the ability to score points. Ideally, you'd like to see if they can, USC can keep the same pattern, not and just only kind of do it for like a quarter and a half. They're going to try to hit the big plays. Look, the same plays that we saw with UCLA and maybe Indiana, we're going to see in some form or fashion.
Mm-hmm.
Defensively or offensively, expect pressure from them. They're
Yeah.
struggling defensively, so they're going to be a lot of pressure. But I think Nebraska matches up well. I think Nebraska, if we can, really, really get the running game going and start off being real, real steady, we'll be just fine. And so, I think the coaches do a good job of like adjusting, getting them, getting a new game plan together, and also working on things they need to work on. Now the players need to pull up their end and play a little bit better, a little bit harder, and a little bit smarter.
Absolutely. Jay, great stuff as always. I felt like I learned a lot from that little session, and hopefully a lot of people watching this thing will learn a thing or two too. So for Jay Foreman, I am Steve Marik, and that was a Blackshirt Breakdown. We'll catch y'all later.